Roads? It's the Ernest Hancock Show. Where we're going, there aren't any roads.
Yeah, what might that mission be here on Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, each and every day from the BEA beautiful studios up. Freedoms with an S. FreedomsPhoenix.com here in lovely Phoenix, Arizona, home of the Freedom Summit. FreedomSummit.com. Make sure you go check that out. Lots of good speakers this year, as we always have. I tell you, the one thing the last 2 days, Thanksgiving and today, is I think it's on whatever network it is. It's James Bond Marathon. I mean, it's just it's one after the other. And it made me think of what we get from the Gerard Group International. Now, the Gerard Group, this is kind of, I get the impression, instead of having, everybody going through the cattle chute, everybody going through the slaughter line, everybody going through the shearing chute here, that we have an opportunity to try and make us safer by just having some human intelligence. And that's what we used to count on. That's what we had the MI6 agents out there doing whatnot, and they're going to make us safer by actually knowing close in, what people are doing, not waiting until after it's going to happen while they're in line with their bomb or whatever. That's just making money selling scanners. So, is this the kind of intelligence that you're advocating, is really knowing what's going on before it happens?
Yes, exactly. It's intelligence and it's common sense. And I'm totally against this whole scanning and groping. I think it's stupid. I would much rather we be looking for bombers than bombs. And and there are many ways to do that are totally non-invasive, that don't offend, that don't in any way encroach upon a person's privacy. The Israelis have been doing it for years. They never lay a hand on a person, and they have been doing it very, very effectively. It's all done by psychological and behavioral screening, and it's extremely effective. And we should be able to learn from them, but we don't want to, because it somehow. The people who are running the show right now somehow feel that it is humiliating to take advice from the Israelis when we should know how to do it. But
let me go ahead and bring up this one point. We have a story up. Says the title is Representative Kucinich slams fake Afghan elections, fake withdrawal, fake Taliban. He goes on and on. And the point is that they did try and give the impression that the United States government and the Western powers were negotiating with actual Taliban leaders. Intelligence, we're dealing with them. We're looking for bombers. I mean, we're trying to negotiate. And then it comes out, they find out that this senior official member of the Taliban was an MI6 agent out of London or whatever. So they just, make this stuff up as they go along. So I'm just like, no matter what you come up with, no matter what you advocate as a better way of doing it, I am of the opinion that those that benefit from the terror, those that benefit from the death, dying, and destruction, those that benefit from the war machine, they're going to do whatever they're going to do to make sure they benefit. And at the end result of it is that we suffer as a society that was founded on the very premise, the very justification, the very reason for even having a government here in America was that they were there to protect our individual rights. They were there to protect us from the very things that they're doing. And if they can't keep us from having our rights violated, even if they're doing it, their justification for existence goes away. So go ahead.
I'm sorry. I ran for Congress once on the Libertarian ticket because I believe very, very strongly in small government, that the role of government is to protect the American people, but it should not be invading. It should not be involved in our education. It should not be involved in our health care, for crying out loud. It should be a minimalized organization that protects American citizens danger. That was the role of the government. Also to create a certain organization so that states could function. But the Constitution is very clear that whatever role is not specifically given to the federal government, should be given to the people or the states or the people.
Well, I want to be able to get on Fly and Die Airlines, get my 9mm issued to me because I forgot mine, and pay for my ticket in flight with a credit card that they swiped. I mean, I just want the freedom. And let's go ahead and talk about another story that's coming out. This massive WikiLeaks leak that's coming out is going to reveal corrupt world leaders around the planet. Even the Obama administration has come out saying there's going to be a release by WikiLeaks, and it's going to make everybody look bad, and that would be bad. And these are the kind of things you think this makes us safer in the long run. These things should be done, or no. We don't need to. We don't want to know how corrupt the entire planet's governments are.
Well, I think transparency is a good thing, and I don't know what is motivating WikiLeaks to continue to release all these documents, but knowledge is power, and if there is, whistleblowers have always been an essential part of our developing history, and when things started to become corrupt, whistleblowers stepped up and took the risk and created change, and I think that's a good thing. I recognize that a lot of people are very upset about these leaks. But, I'm in the information business, and information, I think, is a very powerful thing. When you have the information, you can do something about it. If you don't have the information, there is nothing that's going to help you because you simply have no reason to act in any way. You just don't know that it's going on. So it's going to be very interesting. We have just given Turkey a great deal of authority over, over this at this last conference that the president was at. But Turkey it's just come out that Turkey has been funneling arms and money to Al Qaeda. So I don't begin to understand how we allow this kind of corruption to influence our foreign policy to the extent that we are willing to overlook it or to allow it to influence the way we operate. But I'm afraid that what's happening is we're moving toward a global society, which is exactly the wrong way. I think we should be independent. We have a very unique way, a very unique society, a very unique government. We need to protect it because it is without any question in my mind the best in the world.
Okay, now let me go ahead and make this point. I agree with most of what you're saying here, except for we just got to put one thing in perspective. We are not going to be able to protect our society and certainly our individual freedoms if we're constantly killing people. If we are constantly at war, if we're, let's talk about you're a supporter of Israel. I mean, don't you know, what's your comment on us giving them a whole bunch of F-35s? I mean,
I would like to see Israel independent, but and not dependent on us for funding, which basically we don't give them money. We give them a buyback contract so that they have to contract with American companies, and it's a little different from
with whose money?
But what
U.S.
I would
taxpayers'
like to
money.
No, but we're not giving them money. That's my point. What they get from us are contracts that say, we will support your development of A, B, and C, but you have to buy your contractors from the United States, from American companies. And there was one contract, for example, for the Levi fighter plane that Israel was building about 20 years ago, and there were over 550 contracts to contractors in the building of that airplane. When the contract was canceled by America, and this is attached to my point, that we not only help them, but we by through these contracts, but we also take these contracts away, and we are in a position of such power that we're able to do that. So it's
just more social and economic engineering of the planet.
Yes, it is.
Can we stop?
And we shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, stop.
I absolutely agree with you. We should not be doing it.
Stop.
Ernie, I do want to say one thing. As far as the Islamist extremists who are sending these terrorists, I do not. I unfortunately, it's the only thing I don't agree with what you said, which is that it isn't our being there that has created the problem. It's that they really think that we are evil, that our way of life is evil.
Well, quit proving it to them.
Even if, well, I agree. I certainly agree with that. But if we were to stop killing them today, they would not stop killing us, and that is really.
So should we just? So are you saying we should just declare war on them and lay waste? I mean, what are you advocating?
I'm advocating that we have a sensible set of security standards that protect Americans, and that we should stop interfering. We should stop trying to move toward a global economy, stop trying to move toward a global society. It's not going to work.
I don't think it is. Ilana Friedman from Gerard Group International. Thanks for spending time with me, Ilana.
Thank you, Ernie.
And we'll have you back sometime. Talk about some more here on Declare Your Independence. We'll see you next week.